We are now live. So yeah, we're a little bit early, a few seconds early for the live, but it is what it is, right, guys? So it's good to have you guys here, and we're going to give it a few minutes for people to come in and start watching this live stream. I'm really excited about this. I've reviewed so many of these indicators, but this one has been super impressive so far, Phil. So I'm really excited to do a live stream with you tonight and to go through this new SRX levels indicator. So it's going to be phenomenal. I'm really excited about it. And I think people are going to really enjoy hearing about all the work that you've put into this over the last several months, right? Or longer, probably, testing and checking everything, making sure that we're going to deliver something that's really valuable. So welcome everybody. I see people coming in now. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, Phil, it's maybe for people that aren't familiar with TradeLab, maybe we give like a little overview here, and we're going to talk about some of the Black Friday deals as well for what we're going to give them tonight as well. So yeah.
I've got a nice little overview of TradeLab in the pre-recorded video that we're going to watch in a minute. So we'll have all that shortly.
That'll be good. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about the new indicator, and then we're going to talk about the Black Friday deals for SPY ATM and 0DTE SPX income spreads as well. So it's going to be good. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do, I think we talked about a giveaway, right, guys? Like we're going to do like a free month or something for, was it SPY ATM or was it the SRX stuff?
SRX,
yeah. So do a free month of SRX. If you stick around for the whole presentation, it's not that long. It's like 20 minutes or something, right? It's not a huge time commitment. We're going to choose somebody from the chat via a random number generator. I think we're not quite sure how we're going to do it. We're flying by the seat of our pants tonight, so we're gonna try and figure out how to give away a month of the new SRX indicator. It's so cheap though that honestly, like, you guys are going to love this. Like, this is the best value for money I've seen in a long time. So it's going to be pretty phenomenal. Hey guys, I see all your comments in the chat here. It's pretty cool. Lots of people interested in this, so it'll be pretty good. So yeah, let's start the presentation and then we'll go from there. Sounds good.
All right, this will take about 20-25 minutes. Hang with us, guys. There's a lot of good examples in here. It's not really a presentation. It's more of looking at the charts. And then this was recorded about a week ago. So after this is done, we'll look at some of the more recent stuff and answer all your questions and all that good stuff. So, all right, if you guys mute, I'll go ahead and get the video playing. If the volume needs to go up or down, just let me know in chat.
All right, we are going to look at the latest and greatest from your friends over at the TradeLab Discord. And if you're new to us and you don't know who TradeLab is myself, Lance, and Russell. Lance and I offer 0DTE credit spread alerts inside of the TradeLab Discord. That's actually how we got started. And I'll walk you through this real quick. So Lance offers a 0DTE credit spread every day around 10 a.m. Eastern. And I offer a 0DTE credit spread every day around 10:40 a.m. Eastern. So those two alerts are staggered so people can enter both. And this service is called SPX Premium. That's one of the services in TradeLab. Another service in TradeLab, and this is our really popular service right now, is SPY ATM. So this is for the folks that they don't want to deal with the credit spreads. They don't know how to do that, or don't have enough money to do the credit spreads, or maybe they don't have a margin account. They only have a cash account. This service allows you to just buy simple calls and puts. And this comes in at 10:30 a.m. So again, it's staggered with everything else. You've got Lance's credit spread at 10 a.m., SPY ATM at 10:30 a.m., and then my credit spread at about 10:41 a.m. So if you wanted to be in everything, you certainly can. And we do have several people, more than several, a lot of people that are involved with all of this. So, but SPY ATM, very simple service. At 10:30, we give you the exact strike to purchase. We tell you what the entry price is at the time of the alert. So, you're making sure you're not jumping in and it's $3.30 or something. And then we give you a take profit, we give you a stop loss, and we even give you some money management guides based on your account size. We tell you how many contracts you should probably be looking at. And you can see this one looks weird up here because it's a low probability setup. So we don't have a setup every single day. You're certainly welcome to play the low probability setups, but we don't recommend it. And actually, I do believe this one would have been a loser, but today's SPY ATM was a winner. And so now what we're looking at is our SRX service. This is our latest service. And SRX Levels is a daily support and resistance alert service that is built specifically for traders that want precision instead of guesswork. So every morning at 9:50 a.m., see it right here, time stamped, we deliver fresh data-driven levels in Discord. So the alerts are going to come through Discord, but you can instantly copy and paste them into our trading view indicator with a couple of clicks. So instead of having to manually type all this stuff in, we've got this input box down here. You click on that, which copies it to your clipboard, and you go over here, and this is our indicator here. Paste it in, and nothing's going to change because I already had these in here, but there's the levels in there. And so the levels that we're giving you each day, they are not subjective. They are built from the analysis of thousands of candles and tens of thousands of data points. So they reflect where SPY actually respects support and resistance on a statistical basis. That's what sets this apart from all these other indicators out here. You can hit this indicators button and find all sorts of support and resistance things that are built inside of TradingView, but they're one size fits all. This is not. This is specifically designed for SPY. And again, this is these numbers are fresh every day. We're crunching. I'm not crunching them. I've got a script that does it, but there's a script that crunches all of these numbers every morning for us and then spits out a nice pretty message here on Discord for us to have some actionable levels on our TradingView charts. And once you load this stuff into TradingView, so you'll see this isn't just a line. There's actually a zone around this blue and this red here. So these zones automatically adjust to market conditions. And they vary from day to day. They widen during high volatility and they tighten when things calm down. And they give you a realistic reaction area instead of just a rigid line. When I started beta testing this, we were just using just the lines. And it just confused me because sometimes we would get really close to a line, not quite touch it, and then take off. And I was wondering what was going on. And it wasn't until I figured out that, we need to account for volatility with these lines, and that made things a lot clearer. And these zones have been really beneficial for me since I added them. So what do you get every day? You get up to 4 resistance levels. There were only 3 on this particular day, and up to 4 support levels. And then you get the the normal stuff, your pre-market high and low, previous day high and low. And then here's something really cool, this max expected range, which so it can save you from, say, buying a call when you're approaching that max expected high, or buying a put when you're approaching that max expected low. But it also has implications for you spread traders out there. If you like to trade spreads, you can use this information to trade spreads with as you approach these lines. And we'll look at some of that as the video goes on. But this has an 83.8% accuracy, this max expected range. And that is going back almost 3 years. That's going back to January 1st, 2023. So these are really powerful levels as well. And right now we are laser focused on SPY. SPY is where my heart is. It's what I trade the most, and it's the most liquid options market in the world. So it just made sense to start there. But in the future, we'd love to expand to indexes, SPX, for example, other ETFs like QQQ and IWM, major stocks like Apple, Tesla, NVIDIA, and even the futures market like MES and ES. So you can look for that in the future. But again, this isn't some random indicator from TradingView. This has been made from the ground up for SPY. So if we want to do this with QQQ, we certainly can, but we have to build it from the ground up. And if we want to do this for Apple, again, we certainly can, but we have to build it from the ground up. This is not going to be a one-size-fits-all indicator, and that's why these support and resistance lines are so much more powerful than anything you're going to find on TradingView. So the goal with this is to help people stop trading blindly and to trade with levels that actually work. And so I'm going to show you an actual trade I took today. Well, first of all, let's go back to this. So here's our alerts. You're also going to have access. This is in beta right now, but it won't be by the time we're doing the webinar. You'll also have access to a chat room to see what other people are up to with the system, and we do have a guide here. So a few ways I have here outlined in the guide of how to use these levels. And it's typical stuff if you've ever used levels before. Break and retest, watch for price to break through resistance, and then retest it as support, or vice versa. Bounce plays, look for price to touch support and then bounce back up. Rejection, watch for price to hit resistance and get rejected back down. There's even range trading. There were opportunities for that today. There was a lot of nonsense right here where we were just chopping between the previous day low and the pre-market high. I'm not interested in trading any of this, but maybe you are. There's actually a lot of opportunity here from that high to that low. It's about 0.4%. So if we were to translate that into options contracts, if you were being risky in the afternoon and playing a 0 DTE, that could be an 80% move if you go from here to here. If you're playing at the money, if you're playing out of the money, those are some insane gains. If you're playing out of the money and you're really risking it to play something like that, but it's there for you if you want to do that. So range trading, risk management. This is something that we'll talk about today as well, because there was a SPY ATM play right here. There was a put that came in right here. And while SPY ATM comes with a take profit and stop loss, and I highly suggest that we continue using those, I do think there is room for us to hold runners with the support and resistance system, and to hold something all the way down to here, because I think SPY ATM, we probably got out right here. And there was a lot more room to go. And you'll see I did actually do that today. Because I took a play off of a rejection off of the support right here. And that's what we'll go into next. So this is what I was looking at this morning. Let's see. Let's go into chat. So I want to back this up so you guys know this is really happening. So the levels came out at 9:55 at 9:50. At 9:55, I said, watching what's happening with S1 here, just broke through, waiting to see if we get a retest. All right, so that's right here. I'm typing the message right here. We just broke through, waiting to see if we get a retest. And you'll see we do. These are 5-minute candles. So this is 12:20. So somewhere in 12:20 to 12:25, we got a retest. And if we scroll down here, right here, 12:23, just touched the S1 zone. Okay. And this is where I got in right here. I got in at the 10:25 candle. I waited on a closure. I had my stop loss right here above the zone, and I was targeting down here initially. I did move it up a little bit, and I'm glad I did, because I actually caught the bottom of that. let's see, and I've got receipts to show it. So here we go, 1025, $2.88. I just did one contract, and I got out at 11:03. You can see this is the 11 a.m. candle right here. So got out right there at that low for 498. I think I saw it go a little bit above 5, maybe 504 or something like that. And I marked it out because in my head I thought 5 is where I probably want to be. But the real way I played this, okay, so I was in here. SPY ATM came out at 10:30. SPY ATM was the same exact play I was already in, so I just added to that. And then when SPY ATM exited for a 20% profit, I moved my stop to $3. All right, so I got in at 288. So if I get stopped out, I'm stopping out with an $8 profit no matter what. And then I just held it. And in my head, I thought, okay, I'll do a stop at 3 and I'll do a take profit at 5. I figured this area right here is probably $5 to $6 is probably somewhere in this area. That's just from trading options for so long. You can just sort of guess where it's going to be. And I wasn't too far off. So again, I did end up getting out early because sometimes it's just better to, it doesn't always perfectly hit these zones. Usually it does, but every now and then it doesn't. And today just happened to be one of those days, and I wanted to lock in that gain. So that's what I did. So I want to take you through some other ways to play this. So there were some good plays today. You know, you could play this as a bounce off of this. It's a little bit sketchy because we didn't quite, this isn't an A plus setup. We didn't quite hit this S2 area. But check this out. This is something I've been playing with. Adding the 8 EMA, should leave that up. Whatever price interacts with one of these levels and the 8 EMA, at the same time, some interesting things seem to happen. So you can see right here, we're interacting with the zone and we're closing below the EMA and interacting with it. And then down we go. And then you can see there's even a move here. Now, again, we didn't quite hit this zone. So I wouldn't count this personally. But if this zone was just a little bit higher, or if this candle came down just a little bit lower, this would have been another really good play because we would have just interacted with the zone and then came up through the 8 EMA, and then up we go. And you can target S1, you can target the PDL, you can target the pre-market high. You could have targeted any of that. And again, there's another very small move here, and it would have been, you would have got out for profit for sure, but you probably would have stopped out in profit. But there was a decent move here where you're interacting with S1 and the 8 EMA at the same time, and the move comes down. Now, it doesn't continue down here, so you're not going to get the full move, unfortunately. Today was tough. Today we didn't go very far today. We didn't close too much further from where we opened, so it was kind of a choppy day. But yeah, still, there was a move there. There was a move here going up to the PDL or the PMH. And again, if you're crazy and you like to play on the 1 minute chart or the 3 minute chart, I'm sure there are tons of plays all throughout here playing with the EMA and the lines right here. So we don't have any zones. We just have lines this day. So let me show you maybe 1 or 2 more days. Let's look at, all right, let's copy this. Let's look at yesterday, which is Monday the 17th. Now I have to do this in replay mode because remember, these zones are calculated inside of TradingView, and TradingView is using the volatility from that day. So if I were to put the prices in the indicator now, the zones would be incorrect. They wouldn't be what you saw that day. So if you ever want to back test the levels, you've got to make sure that you're using replay mode and just stick it on the 355 candle for the day you're playing. So let's take a look at this. Let's get our numbers in here. All right, and I just have this marked out as the start of the day. So some really good plays here. So we bounce off of S2, and you could take this as a straight bounce. You don't even have to have an EMA on here. Okay, you could take this as a bounce play from S2 to R1. And then we've got a good short play here. Okay, rejection from R1, and it goes down to, I went to S3, but it actually goes even further than that. It goes to the previous day low, and also can't really see it, but it's the max range low here as well. And these are pretty good moves here. This is 0.55% or almost $4. And this is a monster move here. This is over 1% and $7.50. So that's a lot of money on a 0 DTE contract. And what's interesting here, which I alluded to earlier, is the max range low. And I think I even said this in chat yesterday, around 245 or so, where we're approaching this max range low. This would be a good time to load up on a put credit spread. If the max range low is predicted at 663, could have sold a 663 put credit spread here. And you don't have to hold it till close. I don't like holding those until close. You could close that out early for a nice profit up here. It would decay so quickly. And you'll see why I don't recommend holding it till close as we look at some other charts. But there's even other plays in here. If you put the 8 EMA on, you can see that this play is validated with the 8 EMA as well. And this play is validated with the 8 EMA as well. And now for stop loss and take profit, again, I'm looking at the other side of these lines. So you see they never go back below. So you're not getting stopped out on these. And I would trade level to level. You could just take the profit if you want, or you could hold it until you get a close above the 8 EMA, if that's what you're using, or whatever EMA you're using. In that case, you're holding this, all the way till here. This down move, you're holding it all the way till here. Or you could go level to level. So you get in here. Once you hit this level, you could move to break even. And then once you hit this level, you can move your stop up here. And then once you hit this level, you can move your stop up here. You could do any number of things like that, so you can get more and more of the move. Now, I probably would have got out here if I held that long, just because the expected max low is right there, so I wouldn't have even assumed we would go down this low, but we did. And there's even more plays in here, the ones I didn't highlight. Right here, we broke through R1 and EMA at the same time, and you get a little touchdown here. And again, we don't stop out on these because we don't go above this line. And you could take it here, or you could take it all the way down to here. Okay, so let's look at, let's maybe look at one more day. Let's look at Friday the 14th. Okay. All right, Friday the 14th. One thing I should note, the colors of these, and whether it's R1, R2, it doesn't matter so much. Obviously R is resistance, S is support. It's it doesn't know. The program doesn't know that this is resistance. It's coloring it that way just based on where price was around open. So it's making some of these calculations at 9:35. We let the first 5-minute candle play out, and then we're making calculations. So anything above 9:35, it's going to label as resistance, and anything below, it's going to label as support. Now, the numbers do actually play a part. They're not just in order every time. So R1, the ones will be the strongest, second will be second strongest. So these could be in a different order. You could see an R3 here and an R2 here. So that's one thing to note. But yeah, I don't really care about the color of these lines. I'm just looking at the lines themselves. All right, so we've got a break and retest here. All right, so we broke through, came back up, retest, and we're off to R3. And if you wanted to use the 8 EMA trick, got that as well. We've got us coming above the 8 EMA right here, and R2, and we're going up. And you could take it at this level, or you could wait until you get a close below the EMA, which actually takes you a lot higher. And again, there's another opportunity here. This is our max range. I hate that this always resizes. You've got your max range high right here. So as you're right here at 11:15 in the morning, you could very easily sell a call credit spread here. Now it would go against you for a little bit, but it would come back and be in full profit very fast. Okay, so we could go through more days, but it's a lot to look at. But you can see there's a good short win here. There's I hate that this thing resizes. So there was a line here that it rejected off of, and it goes down. Then we've got a nice short win here, a long win here, a long win here, a huge long win here. And all of this is using the levels. So we'll just quickly look at Monday the 10th so you can see that I'm not just drawing lines on the chart. Okay, let's look at this. Back to our indicator. Paste that in. Oh, I have it hidden. There we go. All right, so this is why I like to keep my pre-market high and low and previous day high and low, because this play was actually off of the pre-market low. So we consolidated by it, and then off we go. And if you plug the 8 EMA in, you can see that same thing happening here. And you can see we actually had more plays here. We had a drop through R1 and through the 8 EMA, and on down we went. This one would have been a little bit hard because you're kind of close to S1, but it would have been fine if you had your stop up here, and then you get to this level, you move to break even, and then you get down here, and you move your stop up here, and then you just get out when you get this rejection or when you break above the EMA. That works as well. There are tons of ways to play this, guys. You could even, I'm not the type of person that likes to use Heikinashi candles, but I've looked at Heikinashi on here and it works great. You can see good rejections and supports from here. You could use it with the 8 EMA as well. Lots of ways to play this, but these levels they're really good. They're very precise, and you can even see how the Heikin-Ashi does without having to put all that stuff on the chart. But you know that there's a line right here, and our Heikin-Ashi is telling us we're changing, and off we go. Same thing here. We get a little bit of consolidation, red candle, blue, up we go. Okay, same here. A little bit of consolidation, and we go down. All right. This one you would have gotten in later. You wouldn't have caught the bounce down here. There would have been a line down here that we would have caught earlier, but with Heikin-Ashi, you can still catch the move. So all sorts of different skill sets could play this. You could easily play this with Heikin-Ashi. Look at this one. Would have caught it maybe even a candle before. And look at this. The color changes right here, and down we go. So yeah, lots of ways to play this. And again, I think this is going to be great for helping with SPY ATM plays in the future as we sort out systems for that, and as we figure more things out, we could look at using this for our credit spread services, on maybe improving the risk to reward ratio on that. And so it'll be great to have more people in here with more eyes on this and telling us what you're seeing and how we can use these lines even better. So appreciate you guys coming tonight, and we'll talk a little bit more about SPY ATM. We'll have an update for that, and we'll answer any questions that you guys have. All right, thanks.
I think you're muted, Russell.
Sorry, I didn't unmute myself there. So thanks for the presentation, though, Phil. That was pretty good. So yeah, so Erwin's saying SPY ATM plus SRX equals oh my god. It's so true, so true, so true. So yeah, so I think since that presentation, you actually added some indications to the charts, right? So you actually added buy and sell signals, which might actually influence a lot of people whether they want to join this service or not. I saw a few people saying, like, how do we know when to buy? When do we know when to sell? And it's a good question, right? Like we talked a little bit about that in the chat there, saying like we go from level to level usually, but it's evolved a little bit since the presentation was made as well. So
yeah, if you want to go back to screen share, I can show some of the real-time moves. So people aren't thinking we're just selling things that don't exist. So let's look at this. For those that are in TradeLab, you saw this, but this was an actual trade of mine today, 174%. So that's real. And so we've added arrows here. So you saw in the presentation, I was talking about the 8 EMA interacting with these different levels and zones. So I saw it happening often enough over the last week and a half that I decided just to bake it right into the indicator. So now you've got these pretty little signals right here for ups and downs. And this is the play that I was on here. And if you're looking for an exit, you can exit anywhere you want. You can exit once you hit the next zone. In my case, I waited until we broke and had a close below the 8 EMA. So it is easy to get wins with this thing. We have tons of examples. I pulled out what I could quickly find, but going back to 11.4, we've got little scalps in here. I've got plays in here, 23%. There's a 50%, 26%, 24%. We have tons of plays in here. Scalps from, this is probably from Aiden, 17%. I think this is Aiden here. He says $12 in 5 seconds. I kid you not. Aiden is the king of scalping. I think this is Irwin posting this chart. He was in this play here. Yeah, we have tons of this stuff. 46%. Here's a ton of trades here. 165 to 181, 248 to 263, 230 to 256. 31%. Lance is getting in on the scalping action. What's that? $14 there. That was a quick one. So here's another one. 15%. Lance is playing around again here. 166, 190. And then, of course, here's the big one from today, the 174%. So, yeah, these things definitely do work. And all the little changes that I've made in the indicator in the last week and a half are definitely going to supercharge the system.
Yeah, very cool. And I think, Phil, something I really appreciate about you is the fact that you really put the research and development into these things compared to most other people, right? So, like, you don't release stuff until it actually works, which is unusual in this industry, unfortunately. It's something that I really appreciate about you putting into the effort that you put into these things that make it actually work for people. So yeah, we have a couple of questions. Does the arrow fire at the close of the candle, and if not, when? Also, are the candles based off the 5-minute candle chart?
Yeah. So the way TradingView works, the arrows will flash on and off as the candle is forming. I don't take a trade until the candle is closed and the arrow stays. So once the candle is closed, the arrow is there. I know one thing you have to be worried about with TradingView indicators is repaint. This indicator doesn't repaint. The levels are fixed before the day even begins. So you don't have to worry about these things shifting around. What was the other question? I'm on a 5-minute chart here. You could definitely trade this on a 1 minute or a 3 minute if you wanted to do smaller scalps. I'm more comfortable personally on the 5-minute chart. So that's what this is. This is the 5-minute chart. It's a good question.
Yeah. So I'm going to post a link to actually get more information about this indicator. We put together a bunch of information about this, a lot of examples, a lot of information about how it works and everything. So I'm going to post a link to the indicator itself so you guys can go and check it out, and then we'll continue to answer questions and talk about the Black Friday deals we have on the other services as well. That sound like a good plan, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Do the me.
All right. So
I
just
saw
posted
Dr. Ninja had a question about OCO orders, and I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yep.
Yeah, so for the OCO orders, I have been using those the last few days. I actually did one today where I had to go on the road after taking the trade, and I just OCO'd and I made my 20% in about 10 minutes or so.
Cool. Pretty good. Set up a basic. So yeah, do you set up a basic OC order initially, or would it be easier to mark it in and mark it out, watching the levels? Yeah, what do you do, Phil? Just curious.
I'm just marketing in and out. I like to, if I'm playing this, I like to sit here and watch the chart and watch how things are reacting. But you could definitely do an OCO if that's what you want to do. It's however you want to play it.
Yeah. You can use it to catch trend and start vertical call puts, then convert the trade to butterfly and get a no loss trade plus lottery. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't tested that out yet, but that's definitely something in the lab that we could look into, because if you're a bit more active, you could easily do those things where you have a quote unquote free trade at that point.
So Margot Band 1 says, do the arrows show up on the 1 minute chart? I think
Yeah.
they do, right?
Yeah, they do. Now you're going to get a lot of, iffy signals in here when you're on such a small time frame. But yeah, you can sit here and scalp this all day long if you want to. So there's some really good plays in here. I think this is the one that Zig was in earlier. Zig was in a play today. I think he posted about it here. Yeah, he did $400. And I think he was in right here at this arrow. So Yeah, it's definitely possible. There are any of the time frames you choose, the arrows will pop up on. But for me, the 5 minute is where it's at. If you really are skilled and you know what you're doing, you could hop down to the 1 or the 3 minute, and we have guys doing that. We've got a couple of guys that were in the beta test that they were just scalping this thing all day long. So it's just not my personal trading style.
Yeah. And so currently this only works with SPY, but you are planning to redo it all for other tickers, right? But at the moment, this is really SPY focused. So if you like trading SPY on the intraday, 1, 5, 3 minute charts, like this could well be something that really resonates with you, for sure. So yeah.
Yeah, the more interest we have in this service, the more interested we'll be in releasing more tickers. So yeah, absolutely. Right now it just works on SPY, but I'd love to get this working on the Qs and some of the top stocks, Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, stuff like that, and then even looking into the indexes themselves or futures. Yeah. A lot of people are going to want to do futures with this, but I think someone was talking about this in chat during the presentation. You could use this with futures if you just have the SPY chart pulled up, and you could be trading with futures, but based on what the SPY chart is doing. You could do that for now until we get MES or ES up and running.
Yeah, it'll end up being a very similar result in the end by doing futures with it, since we're looking to market in and out on these contracts. Once it moves up, if you bought a call or if you bought like a MES or ES contract, it'll go pretty close to 1-to-1 on that. Depends on when you get in.
Pretty cool. Cool, yeah. Any other questions? If not, we'll go through the landing page for the sales for SRX levels and just talk about how much this is actually going to cost. It's actually ridiculously good value for money, and I've reviewed so many of these systems. This is probably the best value for money I've ever seen in terms of like how high quality it is, but also how cheap it is to actually start with this. We're not asking $1,000 or $14.97 or anything for this indicator at all. Like this is really a really low cost, high quality indicator system, which is going to be pretty cool. So if there's no other questions, let's go through the actual sales page. So if I can share my screen somehow, let's see, they've just changed this program a little bit. Then I could go through the sales page a little bit and see like what you guys have to say about it, because it's pretty awesome. Let me just check to see if I can share like here. Let's go through. All right, so let's see. Got to stop you from sharing your screen, I guess, Phil. There we go. So can you guys see the landing page on the screen now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah. So SRX levels indicator, it's basically, as it sounds, support and resistance levels indicator. Here's an example of a really phenomenal win that wasn't showed in the presentation, but you can see the little sell arrow right here. And look at this, 991% on the options on this trade on SPY. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal win. So in 105 minutes, 991% win. Really, really freaking cool. So pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So yeah, so I'll leave a link in the comments here, and if you're watching the replay, it will be in the description, where you can go and just basically get access to this landing page and go through these things and look and read about it. And we've put a lot of details in here about like the different processes behind the system, basically tons of examples showing you how this works and everything. How much do you think you would pay for this, guys? Like put a estimate what normal people would charge for this in the comments if you get a chance here, because like this is far cheaper than you'd expect it to be from my experience of reviewing like dozens and dozens of these indicators over the years. I'm curious what you guys think it would cost. So I've seen systems like this that are inferior to this go for like $1,000 a year easily, and so I'm curious to see what people think that would be a reasonable price for this. Here's the actual price. It's only $49 per month. Which is phenomenal. $49 per month to start with this. You get the Discord access, which is really cool. So you get to talk to Phil and Lance and other people that are using this on a regular basis, like actually making money using this system, which is really, really cool. So you don't just get left to like your own devices. There's like a really good community involved with this as well, which is really phenomenal. So lots of people are making money with this and talking about it. I think Phil showed a little bit of the chat. Did you show a little bit of the chat with people talking, or did you avoid that a little bit, Phil?
I showed some of the wins. Yeah, I didn't show.
Yeah, but like the communities around this is becoming quite awesome. Like from what I've seen. So this is the first time we're really introducing it. So so if you guys want to check this out, I'll leave a link in the comments here. Go and check out the landing page yourself. Go down and see if it's something that like would be interesting to you. Honestly, like Erwin says here, like you can't beat it. Like you really can't beat it at $49 a month. You could pay. That's a deal. Take my money. All right, we'll take your money. No problem whatsoever. We'll take your money. Yeah, at $49 a month though. Like I've tested stuff like Lux Algo, Algo Pro. All these people like this is far better. It's far better. It's by somebody who you actually know where they are, and you can ask them questions directly. A lot of these indicators, it ends up being like random people. You have no idea who they are. Like they are just these anonymous developers that you have no clue who they are. Phil's on this call right now. You can talk to him anytime in the Discord, and just be like, okay, you know, like what's this all about? And you can actually talk to them. I really don't like these anonymous indicators that you get. You know, you're paying a few $100 for. You've no idea who they are. They basically just rip off other TradingView indicators, and it's just a complete mess. And I think Phil agrees with me, right? Phil, we've talked about this a few times. You've checked out a lot of these indicators as well in your research and development phase of these things. The general consensus is most of them don't actually work, or are just rip-offs of free indicators. That's kind of
almost all of them are complete rip-offs. I have torn apart a lot of these paid indicators that you see going around on YouTube. I will join them and I will recreate them, even though the code is hidden. I dig into it, I figure it out, I see what they're doing, and it's garbage. This is not that. I don't like to release garbage. So no. Someone was asking how this is different from Flux Algo. I don't know. I don't think I'm a part of Flux Algo. Maybe I am. I've got so many of these indicators, but I can tell you any of the indicators that are on TradingView, they are not going to be this, because this integrates with TradingView, but the math going on behind the scenes for the different levels, that is happening outside of TradingView. So that is my own secret sauce that I've come up with, and it's thousands of candles, tens of thousands of data points. All of that is analyzed, and it gives us up to 3 resistance and up to 3 support, or I'm sorry, up to 4 resistance and up to 4 support levels each day. So you're not going to find this with a regular TradingView indicator, because they're not. I see Pekin Lance. He's blocked.
I like when Phil messages me randomly at like 10 at night saying, I tested out this other indicator and it's garbage.
Yeah.
You show all the data saying like, yeah, that's not going to work.
I waste so much time going through other people's indicators. It's ridiculous. But yeah, anything else that you find on TradingView, it's not going to be like this, because they're going to be limited to to pulling data from TradingView, and you can only do so much inside of TradingView and their code. So no, this is done outside of TradingView. Do you need TradingView? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. So the levels are given right inside of. Oh, my screen is not being shared. Sorry, I'm clicking on stuff.
I can share your screen now if you want.
Yeah, if you would, that'd be great.
At least I think you can. Let's see. Remove my screen and then add your screen. There we go.
There we go. Yeah, so these are the levels right here. They come over in Discord. So if you have charting software that you like, the levels are right here for you. The benefit with TradingView is you can just click this button right here and paste this into the indicator, and the levels pop up for you. Plus, there's other benefits with these dynamic zones that appear around the support and resistance areas. Plus, you get the the 8 EMA is already built in, and you've got your arrows here, so you don't even have to guess about where to take trades. So there are benefits to doing this inside of TradingView, but you certainly don't have to. And you can use a free TradingView account. There are some limitations when it comes to alerts on a free TradingView account. But if you're just going to sit and watch the chart all day, as a lot of day traders do, you can do this with a free TradingView account. You don't have to pay money for that.
Lots of questions come in. And how can you, with math, determine future support and resistance levels? That's a good question. How on earth do you do this, Phil? I have no idea.
Oh, this is well, these aren't future support and resistance values. These are prices where or levels where prices interacted at a lot in the past. So we're analyzing past data to come up with these levels, and statistically they're significant. If they weren't significant, then you wouldn't have seen, almost a 200% win off of this trade just today. Lifetime access. No, we're not doing lifetime on this because this is going to be an ongoing development. So this will be, it's a low price. It's just $49 a month. And if you're already in the Trade Lab Discord, if you're part of the credit spread service or SPY ATM, then we have an additional deal for you. So you can just hit us up on Discord, and it's only $39 a month, I think, if you're already inside of Trade Lab with one of the other subscriptions. If this is your first time at Trade Lab, if you want to sign up for one of the other things, then you'd get that discount too. But if the only thing you're looking for is the support and resistance, then it would be the $49.
Yeah, pretty cool. So so hopefully you guys decide that this indicator's for you. It really is the best one out there from what I can see. It's definitely a lot of effort and passion put into this, and I think Phil's done an amazing job on this for sure. I think for the rest of the time we have here, we probably want to spend like 10 minutes talking about the Black Friday deals we have for Trade Lab as well, right? Like we want to talk about those a little bit. So let me add that to the stage right now. Let's see, they've changed this, add this one. So yeah, so we do have a bunch of Black Friday deals at Trade Lab. So that launch with the SRX stuff it's basically a Black Friday deal. You're getting an absolute bargain for $49 a month on those levels and the indicator. But we also have deals for lifetimes and annual on a bunch of other services here as well. So basically, if you're in the Discord already, or if you're thinking about doing this, you might want to reach out to us first if you're brand new to all this stuff. But for the Black Friday deals for SPY ATM alerts, which Phil also runs, and then the 0DTE SPX income spread service as well, we're doing some decent deals here, so 25% off of SPY ATM alerts. This is pretty phenomenal right here. So this is actually Lance's data. So Lance has been trading SPY ATM since May, right? Like, so you've been doing this for 7 months.
I want to talk over the picture there.
Lance is hidden.
So,
the comments hiding Lance.
yeah. So Lance, do you want to say a little bit here about what you actually did with this? Because that's a plus 80% account growth since May, trading the daily alerts on SPY ATM.
Yeah. So in the ATM alerts, that is a set buy call or buy a put right at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and really straightforward. You buy one strike in the money, so it's really close to the at the money, and then you do a set take profit and a set stop loss. So I'm teaching throughout the day. I have time to take this alert, and then I just mark it into the alert. I'll do a OCO order and then just go about my day, and it either works or doesn't work. But as you can see in the picture there, have really good growth on it. I do take out profits every few months. I'll take out half of the gains, and that does help level off the curve a little bit. I think I convinced Phil to start taking a little bit of profits off the table once they come up. But some people are just scaling up with the full account as well, and they could get really good results that way as well.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. I mean, last year it looked like 124% over the course of the year. So it looks like we're on track for something similar to that. The data is only from May, so whatever happened before May. I think we all partnered up in like, when was it, April or something? Like, when did we
Yeah, a
start?
little before, because we did SPX spreads before it, and then we did
Yeah.
the 18th in May. So it was around February or March, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, SPY ATM has been a huge hit for obvious reasons, plus 80% since May on Lance's account. Some people have, it depends on how many trades you take, how often you can take these trades and everything, obviously. But they're daily at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time every single day. And we're doing 25% off lifetime. So lifetime always offers the best value. It kind of rewards people that commit to things. So you can check these out. I'll post a link to this landing page in just a minute here, but that's lifetime subscription for SPY ATM alerts, 25% off. It's already well priced, honestly. Like I see people in this industry charging $5,000 for way less than you get this for a lot less. So this is really good value. 0DTE SPX spreads yearly, 25% off. A lifetime, 25% off as well. And then Phil also is doing some bundles for these things as well. So SPY ATM and 0DTE SPX alerts combined, you get 35% off and 38% off for lifetime, for instance. So the yearly is 35 and the lifetime's 38% off. So, and yeah, so just a little comment at the bottom here. We are launching these SPY SRX levels indicator. This will be the lowest price you'll see the SPY SRX levels. Honestly, like over the last few years, I've seen indicators like they're way inferior to Phil's sell for $14.97, just one-time fee. You have no choice to do month to month or anything like that. So this is a really good indicator, a really good price. So yeah, it's definitely worth jumping on this while it stays at this level. Honestly, this is way underpriced at the moment at $49 a month. It really is. It's way underpriced. But Phil wants to do that, and I think it's worth jumping on before he changes his mind, right, Phil?
Yeah,
That's right.
this is kind of really, these levels have been amazing. I'm like, so I don't even know how Phil does it, but he's definitely has the math brain. And I thought me and Russell, I thought we had pretty good math brains. Russell's had a PhD in physics. I went to an Ivy League school, but Phil might be taking the cake on the math, I think.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I'm going to paste the link for the Black Friday deals. So for any of you guys that are already in it, in SPY ATM or 0DTE SPX, I think the usual thing we do, and you feel free to disagree with me, guys, but usually, like we'll just cancel your subscription for the current thing, and give you the Black Friday deals. So, you know, we can kind of honor that and just be like, okay, you're in it already. We'll just give you the new deal, kind of thing. So I just posted the link to the Black Friday deals in the comments here. If you're watching this replay, which I know a lot of people will be, because it's usually more popular in replay than it is live, I'll put that link in the description below so you can check out the Black Friday deals. I think, how long are we going to run this for, guys? Like till Cyber Monday usually is kind of
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'll be available till Cyber Monday. If you have any questions, though, maybe you guys can post your emails for people to email you, because I know we haven't really talked about Lance, but Lance also does SPX spreads as well on a daily basis. So you're actually getting 2 SPX spreads on those 0DTE SPX spreads as well. So you get Phil's and you get Lance's at slightly different times. And so it's like you're kind of getting 2 alerts every single day at fixed times. And I love this fixed time thing. Like, it's just phenomenal. Knowing when the alerts are coming out and being ready for them instead of just getting random messages throughout the day or whatever, is a huge bonus. So yeah.
Yeah, so for the I do hear quite a few questions from members about what the difference between the SPY ATM is and the SPX spreads. SPY ATM is at 10:30 Eastern, and you buy a call or a put with a set take profit, set stop loss. And for the SPX spread one, I do a 0DTE every day, pretty close to 10 o'clock Eastern, and Phil has one out at 10:30 Eastern, and we have slightly different methodologies in how we determine our strikes, how we manage our trades. But like Phil's is a little bit more aggressive in general, and mine I'm a little bit more conservative. So it's a good avenue for people with many different risk tolerances to join on those. And if you decide to join both, it's a really good discount to get both the SPY and SPX. What was it, 38% off, I think, for the lifetime?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Let's see. Checking here. So 38% off lifetime from bundle UGTX.
I forgot to mention on these, if anyone does the lifetime subscriptions, I do a one-on-one Zoom call as well to get you in the white glove onboarding so you know exactly how to enter, manage the trades, and can look at your account size and how much risk to take and how many contracts and all that, and any other general questions you have.
One question that's just come up from this guy saying it's been a while. I'm a lifetime member with Lance. Is there anything you can start with? How's the performance of 0DTE SPX? Actually, before we get to that, let me just do the one before that. Is there a special link for the discounted? So that's a good question, guys. I think we kind of lost touch with each other about what's going on here. Are we going to do a discounted price for members of SPY ATM and 0DTE SPX, or did we decide that?
Yeah, if you're already a member of TradeLab, which means you've subscribed to the credit spread service or SPY ATM, if you'll go over to the Discord right now and check the announcements channel, you'll see the code for the $10 off on SRX. If you're not a member of TradeLab, there's no discount. It's just the $49 a month. But if you're already a member, then you already have access to the Discord and you can see the code there. Just, please don't share it anywhere. It's just for the TradeLab people.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So
you could join any of the services in the Black Friday deal and then get the discount right after.
Yep. Very true.
So so this guy's a lifetime member with you, Lance. Is there anything I can start with? How's the performance of the 0DTE SPX service?
MLD, I would recommend to join the SPY ATM service just because you already have access to my 0DT SPX and option selling trades. So if you do the SPY ATM, that's the number one and only buy side trade I do because it's so good. And that'll be a good diversifier. So you have my option selling that's already existing, plus you could do the option buying with it.
Pretty good. Yeah. Okay, cool. Any other questions, guys? Like, I think I've posted the links a few times here, so you can sign up. Again, if you're watching the replay, it'll be in the description below for the Black Friday deals and also for the SRX indicator as well. So, yeah.
I do promise I'm still here, even though this circle's covering my face. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably something with the shifting of the panels that now you can see me. And all right.
Yeah.
Any Balatro tips before we get out of here, Lance?
I may or may not have just won a gold stake while you were playing some of your video, but
oh my goodness!
It's a little bit of a secret. No, I played earlier. One of the secrets is if you're really good at math, you can play Balatro too.
So this guy's saying, if I join SRX, will new channels appear in the Discord? Yes, they will.
Yes.
New channels will appear. Yes.
Yep. If they don't, just reach out. And I see another question about a scripted TOS. No, right now this is, again, you could use, the levels are on Discord, so you could pop that stuff into any trading platform that you want, but I don't have a script for anything except TradingView right now. I don't know how to script inside of TOS. I just know how to script inside of TradingView. So for now, it's just TradingView.
For sure. Yeah.
But,
Any other questions?
We got a lot of questions about can you use a free TradingView account? And you can. You'll see all the levels. You'll see when the buy puts or calls will come up as well. So you can just do a free website for tradingview.com.
Very cool.
Any other questions from anybody?
I'm just posting the SRX levels again, the link to join, and then also the Black Friday deals for the other two services as well. So definitely had the best feedback for a long time on Spy ATM. I think most people that do Spy ATM love it. That's been my impression. I think you guys probably feel the same, right? I see comments in Sidekick Traders about people saying the only service they've ever joined that's been profitable for them is Spy ATM. So
yeah, me personally, I'm doing Spy ATM as my only buy side trade, and then I'm going to start using the SRX levels as well to supplement it or to see if the Spy ATM may be at a little bit of a difficulty and possibly take out profits a little bit earlier, or maybe even let them run more. That's the thing that we've been seeing quite a bit, where the SPY ATM might hit the 20% profit target, but the XRX levels show that there's still a lot more room for it to go, and then you could get the 3-digit percent returns on it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are just commenting here, SPY ATM is amazing. Awesome guys, best service ever. It really is. It really is. So it's been fantastic working with you guys on this stuff for sure. Some guys asking how do I delete Infinity Algo and get SRX indicator.
Oh my goodness.
If you go to the
it's good, but it's not quite SRX. Like I agree, but Infinity Algo is only like $100 for lifetime. SRX is a bit more expensive than that because it's so good.
If you share my screen, I can show if he's being serious.
All right, let's have a look then. So I'll share your screen again. You still have your chart up from earlier.
Yeah,
So,
if you want to remove an indicator, you just hit this trash can button. For Infinity Algo, I don't know. I don't use Infinity Algo, so I'm just joking, guys. I don't know if it's any good.
Infinity is good. Like it's good enough, but it's not this level of boutique indicator that you've developed here. Like
it looks like a good all-in-one type indicator. Yeah. Another option is you can just hide it. You can hit this little eyeball button, says hide, and you can hide whatever indicator is on there. So yeah, that's how you do it.
Yep. And when you join SRX, you'll just click the link to open up that indicator. And then each day the levels will come up and you just copy paste it. It takes a few seconds.
Yep.
Sure. All right, guys, any other questions? If not, we're going to wrap it up. We've already been going for an hour and 10 minutes almost. So you guys got any other questions, any other things? I guess you can always email or message me or Phil or Lance. I'm guessing most of you know one of us. If not, comment on the video and I'll make sure to put you in touch with Phil if it's to do with SRX indicator.
Giveaway. Someone's asking about the giveaway.
Oh,
yeah, we're kind of flying by our seat of our pants on that one. So we didn't have anybody register for this webinar. So normally what we do is we have people register and then we pick a number between 1 and 100 or however many have registered. So it's kind of hard to do a giveaway at this point. I mean, what were your thoughts, guys? Like, what were we going to do? Like, have people pick random numbers or like?
I think I can just say a phrase, and the first person to type it out, the first comment that we see that has that exact phrase, you're the winner. So you guys want to do that?
All right, sounds good. All right, let's see what happens. Come up with the phrase.
Get a little stretching going, a little stretching. Let's see. All right, let's do this. I did a cheesy one last time. I'm going to do a cheesy one again this time. SRX marks the spot.
All right, let's see how long it takes somebody to write that.
Type it in quick.
Hurry.
Oh, well, nobody wins. Nobody's typing it.
We got one. Dr. Ninja. Hey, all right.
Is that Dr. Ninja?
I don't know. Let's see.
This is close because they're all coming in at the same minute.
No, I mean Alyssa Brown 2263 wins there, like clearly.
Oh, okay.
So who's Alyssa Brown? Are they a member already, or who are you? Can you, if you're a member, can you send Phil or Lance or me a message on Discord? If you're not, can you email us? Do you know an email address that we can use? Oh wait, Delta Ninja actually did win that. It looks like that's weird. It looks like Melissa was second, so Delta Ninja did win. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually seeing two other people before them. It depends on where you're looking.
Yeah,
It's something different in the platform we're using, guys. I'm looking right on YouTube, and I see Andrea Rodriguez. She put SRX marks the spot. Typed it a little wrong, so it's up to you guys if you want to count it. Next one,
I agree. For some reason, there was a lag or something on StreamYard here, and it didn't show, but now it does show. So yeah, you're right. Andrea Rodriguez, 1940, did win. Yeah, looks like the win. So yeah, pretty good.
How can she email you, Russell? I don't think she can post her email on here. You want to give your email address, and she can email you for access?
Yeah, so stock alerts reviewed. I'm just typing it in now, but stock alerts. Let's see, alerts reviewed. Proton Mail, because I'm that secretive. Proton Mail, protonmail.com. Yeah, so if the winner can email me at stockalertsreviewed@protonmail.com, I just posted my email in the comments here. Then we can get you sorted out with a month free to try out SRX levels. And I think you'll love it. Andrea Rodriguez, 1940. I hope 1940 is not your birthday. That's quite old.
Age shaming people on here.
I don't need to age shame you, but yikes. Let's get on there. That's what, 90 years old or something?
It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there for sure.
Never stop learning. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see if there's any other questions. So people are saying appreciate the time. Phil, Lance, and Russell signed me up. You're already signed up, Sig. So mine's the first one with the correct spacing and SRX capitalized. Yeah, it doesn't count. We're taking the first one. The first one that came up. But good try. I like the effort. That's pretty cool. Pretty good. All right, well, let's wrap things up. So it's been an hour and 10 minutes. One last question, so we'll take this last one. Will this work on a phone in TradingView app? It's a good question.
Yes. I use my phone for these.
Okay, so somebody's asking for the Discord link. So let me just post the links one more time here for you guys that want to sign up for the Black Friday deals or the SRX levels. I'll just post them one more time here in the comments here. So the first one is the SRX levels. The second one is the TradeLab Black Friday deals for SPY ATM or 0DTE SPX stuff. So yeah, come and join us. I think you'll love it. Never had any negative feedback from these services at all, which is super unusual in this industry. Usually about half of people hate the services that they join and half of them love it. This is more like 90% love it and 10% aren't sure. So yeah, pretty good. Really good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for your time. I think that's pretty much all we have to say about this. Unless there's any other questions, and you've got about a minute to go, then we're going to wrap this up, I think, and get on with our evenings. So
Lance
any other
wants
questions?
more Belatro.
Yeah.
I'm going to help all these members that just signed up. We got quite a few.
Oh yeah, you signed up for SRX levels or for the?
Yeah, quite a few did SRX already.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. It's a really good deal. So yeah. So I'm hearing we'll be going full port with this tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, full port's the only way to go with these things. That's all you can do.
You know the right way.
Remortgage your house. Like that's the only thing we can do is like remortgage your house and put it on the S1 level attempt. So yeah.
You know the way to do it. You start with one contract to make sure that you know what you're doing. Then you full port.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's everything. Thanks, Phil. That was a really good little presentation that you did, pre-recorded presentation. And then I think I've not been this excited about an indicator for a long time. So
yeah, me either. Honestly, I'm more excited about this than SPY ATM. I think this is gonna take all the previous services to the next level. This is going to help SPY ATM a lot, I think. So yeah, I mean, that win today, guys, that got me really, really pumped. Where let me share this one more time.
Sure.
Where are we at? Here we go. I mean, guys, come on. That's 174%. That's ridiculous. That is possible. That was with the arrow, with the system, and that is trailing it with the 8 EMA. So there you go. And that's just one contract. If you're trading 10 contracts, add a 0 to the end, that's almost $3,000. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. It's a very good system.
It is a no-brainer. It's just convincing people it's a no-brainer that's the hard thing.
One contract paid for over 5 months of this. One contract.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for your time. Thanks for everybody that's listening. If you're watching this in the replay, just check the description below. There'll be the links to the Black Friday deals until Cyber Monday. And yeah, have a good night, guys.
Good night, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. All right.